Time is a thief. It passes right before our eyes, and we can never get moments back. All we're left with are memories. Now, some would say that this makes time linear. However, that is not true, because time is circular. Now, a definition of circular is something that takes the form of a circle. And as we know, a circle has no beginning point and no ending point. It is a continuous figure. Now, in IAP, an article called Time tells us that clocks are instruments used to measure time. And with this information, we know when events happen, the duration of them, which ones come before and others. So basically, it's an important organizational part of our everyday life. In A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, he says that the laws of science do not distinguish between past and future, and that time can not only bend, but we may have more control over it than what we think. So the moment of a moment influences that moment, which becomes the moment of now. So basically, your past and your future influences your decision making in the present. It is subconscious because we think about the mistakes we've made and the consequences of the choice we make in the present. Now, more about the moment of in the now. In a video by Chris Fewer, she says that by the time we view and the time we process what we view, that is the moment of now. So basically, she's saying that if you wear contacts, your eyes choose the clearest path of sight to view. So all things are presented to you, but you choose the best path for you. So we know what comes around goes around, and that ties back into the idea that your past mistakes influences your present decisions, and your present decisions you know are going to affect the outcome of your future. So what comes around goes around, and if time were linear, then everything would be set for us and we would not have any control over our future. This goes back to the Aztecs. And the Aztecs' concept of time in history, they say that linear time is actually a Judeo-Christian concept. And an example of that would be the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, because it was a one-time event, never to be repeated. And it's linear because it has a beginning, which was the original time it happened, and it has an end because it was an original and it's never to happen again. So therefore, linear time can actually be a part inside of circular time, because it's events in history that have happened and cannot repeat themselves, but it's all part of a bigger picture. So in an article from the NDPR, Aristotle says that time and change are intimately related, that time is dependent on change. Now we all know that with time comes change. Change is a constant, and if time is dependent on change, and everything is changing all the time, then time is ongoing, just like change. So one may say that time is linear because there are events in history that are set in time and you can't change it, but that's not necessarily true, because even though you have events in history that are set in time, if time were linear, then we would not have any control over our present, which therefore we would not have any control over our future. But since time is circular, what we do now affects what we do later in life, just like what we did in the past influences our now. So in conclusion, there are many reasons why time is circular, but And even though some may think it is linear, it is not, because unless you know this and I do not, there is not an expiration date on Earth, therefore making time non-linear.